let's queer up politics. Pete Buttigieg inducted into the LGBTQ Political Hall of Fame. We're all clapping here at the table. U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg received one of the highest honors in LGBTQ plus political advocacy during the Democratic National Convention, in Chicago. Buttigieg was inducted into the LGBTQ plus Political Hall of Fame at the LGBTQ plus Victory Institute's Victory at the DNC event. He also addressed the attendees during the event. This accolade recognizes Buttigieg's groundbreaking career in public service, which has significantly advanced queer visibility in American politics. The event highlighted LGBTQ plus representation at all levels of government and showcased a historic 17% LGBTQ plus representation among DNC delegates, up from 11.5% in 2020. Attendees included notable queer figures such as allies like Zachary Quinto, comedian Dana Goldberg, and actor Wilson Cruz. Buttigieg's husband, Chasten, said, "I am so proud to be his husband and to be by his side as he serves our country." The event was attended by governors, members of Congress, state legislators, and other officials from across the nation. With this honor, Buttigieg joins a distinguished list of past inductees, including U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, Harvey Milk, Varadkar, and Tamara Adrián. Former President Barack Obama headlined today's events under the theme A Bold Vision for America's Future. He was joined by Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, who addressed the convention, while Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker opened the evening with a welcome speech. The Democratic National Convention began Monday in Chicago, marking the party's first in-person convention in 8 years. There's so many things to take away from this story. I always love celebrating small victories here. This feels like a very big one for us, but 8 years just feels so long for an in-person DNC. I think because this last year, specifically maybe like the last 8 to 9 months, there's been a lot of chaos going on. So it's felt even longer and just kind of stretched this amount of time out. But this is a win in my book. How do we feel?
From 11 to 17% on the floor at the convention is awesome. Awesome. Even in 8 years, I'll bet you anything, that 11% didn't all stand up and be counted. Maybe there were 17% there, and this year they're all out.
Yeah.
I just think that that's something we should continue to celebrate, that we are all openly part of society now.
Exactly. One of the nice things with the Democratic National Convention delegate selection process is they actually do have certain criteria to ensure that more people are represented. They have a gender quota of supposed to be about 50-50. People identified as men and women have LGBTQ representation, people of color representation. So I've always liked to see that going on. The conventions are gigantic to put together. Even as someone who's just working for a state party, the media requests before the pandemic hit for 2020, I was getting media requests for the Wisconsin convention for the months ahead of time. So it's always a big to-do. This convention, I think they're off to a great start. President Biden really opened it up amazingly with his speech. He recognized the protesters. He talked about wanting to end the war. He wanted to show off how amazing Kamala is. A lot of people are saying the Democrats are really listening to all of their different bases, whether it be people who are supported more moderate to the left. They're trying to get everyone involved because they want to win finally. Didn't look like they wanted to win for the last 6 months, and now they want to win. And as for Pete Buttigieg, I think it was a good choice to make him an inductee right now. People tend to find me like, oh, you tend to criticize politicians, see what's their weakness. I tend to not have anything on Pete Buttigieg. I'm sorry, everybody. He seems to be a very competent leader. I wish more elected officials would take a few notes from how he does this sort of work. And, I hope that he gets in the cabinet.
Right? Might run out of material.
Well, I do agree with you on Pete Buttigieg being competent, and the fact of I like the way that he carries himself and how he represents himself, his family. And to the convention, it does seem to feel more warm, more inclusive, more open. And I am very glad that, President Biden received the love that he so deserves for not only being the president, but for his 50 plus years of service. So I was really grateful to just witness what I was able to see last night.
Yeah, and I think unlike the Republican convention, I don't think you're going to have any crazy ladies with tattoos on their face trying to talk about all sorts of craziness or trying to push any nonsense like the Republican convention or I remember the 2016 convention for the Republicans. That was another one where I think they had only like super D-list celebrities, whereas this year I've not been privy to who the special guests are, but there's a lot of
I
rumors
hope
around
it's Ted Nugent. Oh, kidding.
But Taylor Swift and Beyonce have been the rumors around them.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the
That's a
Democratic
big-
circles
those
a
are
lot
big
right
rumors.
now.
I was
right
talking
now,
about
yeah.
the Republicans. Yes,
Right.
you're right. Like the best they could do was Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
most people
Yes.
we're talking to today probably don't even know who that is.
I know who he is.